Hey y'all, it's Diane with Y'all Craft One and my old barn door. And I have a couple of the envelopes that I had worked on with our ink sprays and then added the napkins to. This is my rice paper. This is a napkin. I don't like the way they turned out. So let's see if we can make a correction and make them into something that we do like. So I think that's what we're going to do today. And try and see if we can fix it. So I have my gesso and a brush, and I'm just going to, as you can see, I've already started on it, and I thought, well, I'll just turn the video on and let y'all see how I fix my, it's really not a mistake, it's not my favorite thing. So let's make it into something that we love. So I'm just going to tone down some of these colors here. So what I'm going to do, I just think this blue is just way too bright for this envelope. So I'm just going to take my gesso and just smear it over that blue, and then I've got a wet wipe, and I'm just going to take off some gesso, and I'm going to keep doing that until it lightens it up to a point to where I like it. Again, I just think that the blue underneath that napkin is just so bright that it takes away from the actual flowers that are on the napkin. What do y'all think? I mean, I could be completely wrong, but that's just kind of my feeling about it. So I thought we would try to take away some of the blues. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of rub that gesso in, kind of like that. See if we can get it to lighten up the blue. And I think it's lightened it up somewhat. Okay, so now that we've got it lightened up, let's just go ahead and decorate it. I have this stencil here that was sent to me by a sweet friend. It came in, oh goodness, I've got a mess over here. It came in this stamp pack that a sweet friend of mine sent to me as a gift. Let me just get these back in here so you can see what I'm talking about. I don't even know if I can get them all back on this little plastic sheet. But anyways, it came in this. So it was, whoops, stamps and a stencil in the same little pack. So I'll just let you see the packaging because now everything's falling apart. The Stamp Indus is who it's by. Cling Rubber Stamps and Stencil. Cling Grunge Script is the name of it, if you want to find that. So anyways, I thought about maybe trying to stencil in a pretty design over here in the corner, just in the corner. I don't know if this stencil is stiff enough for what I want to do with it, but we're going to try it. If it doesn't work, we can always take it off. So I have this little plastic palette knife, and I'm just going to get a little gesso. And I'm just going to lay it through the stencil. See, I think this stencil is going to mess me up. Might have a problem here, but we'll wait and see. Yep, it just went through the stencil. So this might not work. Let me just take it off and see what we got. Yeah, it kind of made a big glob. I don't like that. Okay. Trial and error, my friends. Trial and error. And you know what? Don't be afraid to play with it. You know, play around with your stuff. You know, your products and your projects. Don't be afraid to play around with them and see if, you know, if there are things that you like or things that you don't like. You can't be afraid of it. It's just paper. You can always throw it away and start over if you need to. Not that you would want to do that every time, because that's a lot of work, but you know what I'm saying. All right, let me get this mess cleaned up, and then we're going to decide what we're going to do with this. Now, this is a vellum envelope, so it's going to be able to take a little bit more than just paper. So we're just going to wipe that off. How about that? Okay, let me get another wipe. Okay, and then let's dry it off. All right. I'm going to dry this off a little too, since I got it pretty wet. But I actually like how, I don't know if you can tell, but just adding that gesso on there and pulling it back off lightened these colors up just a little bit for me. So I'm liking the way that turned out. Okay, so now what I want to do, I need to rinse this off. Because if you let a brush, excuse my reach, if you let a brush dry with gesso on it, you can just go ahead and throw it in the garbage. Because it's not going to work for you anymore. Okay, here we go. Get my palette knife wiped off here. And, whoops, sorry, hit the cord. Get my surface wiped off here again. You'll find when you're playing with your gesso and your inks and your paints and your sprays, you wipe your mat a lot. Okay, so let's do something else. And I think what I want to do is some stamping, because I think some stamping will kind of bring this up from the background, because right now, to me, the flowers look more like they're in the background because the colors, you know, are kind of taking over. So I want to use this stamp. It came in that same pack, and we're going to use some black archival ink. Oh, let me put the lid on my gesso so it doesn't dry out. Okay, let me get a stamp block. Okay, so we're just going to put this on here. We're going to dip it in our ink and then just add little bits here and there. I don't want a whole lot because I don't want it to overwhelm it. Let's turn it a little sideways over here. Okay. I'm thinking that may be all we need. I'm just going to put a little bit right there on the edge, and I think we're good with that stamp. So let's just stamp it off. Okay. And then I think I might do a little bit of script. I have this large block stamp, the wooden block stamp. It's from Paper Studios, or yeah, Stampabilities, and it's called Faded Text Background. Hopefully y'all can see. I think I might have something on my camera lens. Hang on, let me clean it. Sorry. Okay, I think y'all can see that a little better. Okay, so it's from Stampabilities, Faded Text Background. Okay. So we're just going to add a little bit here and there. And again, I don't want too much because I don't want to overwhelm it. Put a little bit on the edge, on the bottom. And I think that's enough. So I think I'm going to stamp it off on the back. Oops. Let's get that off. Now, you couldn't do this with paper, but since this is a vellum envelope, it works a little better. Okay, put a little there, and then I think I want to, let me stamp this off real quick. Okay, I think I'm gonna bring this one back. If I could find my stamp block, I'll be doing good. There we go. My desk is terrible. Okay. So I add a little there. A little there. Maybe a little here on the side. And a little here on the top corner. I'm just going to do it like that. That's too much. I did too much. I always do too much. Too much, too much. Okay, so let me stamp this off. And again, I'm just playing and having fun with it. Okay. So I kind of feel like that's too much, but we are going to put something on the flap, so that'll take care of that. So then you'll just have that little bit. So I think it'll be okay. So we're just going to leave that alone for now. All right, so now I have this kind of where I want it. It's still a little bright for me, but I think it's okay. What is going on? I am so sorry about that. I guess the autofocus button got hit. I hope the whole video wasn't like that. I do apologize if it was. I don't think it was, but hopefully it's not too bad. Alright, so now I just want to put my stamp over here. Maybe put a little ink around the edges. Let's go ahead and ink the edges real quick. And I'm just using the Dusty Concord Distress Oxide ink by Tim Holtz and Ranger. I love this color. And you can lighten it up and make it look pink somewhat. Or you can have the purple. But I think it looks good on this envelope. Okay, let's do the back side. Hold on, Remington. She's outside, but she's whining to come in. And I have the door open. But I always put her on like a little runner leash when I let her go out to potty, because she was used to living in the country and I just didn't want her to run off, because, you know, we live in the city. And there's a lot of traffic one street over from the street that I live on, and it just terrifies me that she might get into traffic. So I put her on that little runner leash, which she can pretty much hit the whole yard from that leash, so it gives her plenty of space to be able to run and play. Okay. I think we're good with that, y'all. I got ink and I've got stuff all over my hands. Sorry. Okay, so now I think we're good with that. And I think I want to do the stamp up here in the corner. I just need to find a stamp. Let's see. I like that one. I kind of want one that goes sideways. Ooh, I think I like this one. Yeah, I think oh, I don't know though. I like this one too. Yeah, let's use that one. Okay. I do want to ink around that though. Just to kind of bring it out a little, and there's a lot of white or negative space there, so just add a little color to our stamp. Okay, and then put it right there. And I think I want something under that stamp, like maybe, let's do a little collage. Let's see, I got my collage salad bag over here. Okay. I think that's too much. Okay. Let's just get it down. It's a little harder working on the vellum envelopes because they're a little more crinkly and things don't stick to them as easily, and you know, you get a little more wrinkles in them. Okay. And you can use a glue stick, but I find on the vellum envelopes that the wet glue works a little better. Okay. Alright, let's just put him right here. Okay, and then we'll put our stamp down. Right there. I think I'm gonna like that. So I think that the gesso toned it down enough, and then adding the stamping in there kind of brought the flowers out. So it's just a few simple things that you really, you know, have to do in order to, you know, fix your mistakes. You just kind of sometimes have to get a little creative with it. We're just gonna put that there, and I think I've done enough on that stamp off sheet. Let's try this one. I think this one's pretty full too. I just need to put some color on it, and then we can use these for collage and things like that. Okay. And then I have this one, just like the little lines. I think I got it at AliExpress. Okay. And we'll put that one right there, and then I'm going to put a little bit lighter one down here. There we go. Okay. And I think that's it. And then for the back, I know I told you I was going to put something here. So I have some of my raggedy bits that we made on video together, and I thought maybe something like that would be pretty. Or let's see if we can find a longer one. I know I have some longer ones. I don't want one that's farm style. Kind of want to match the colors. Oh yeah, that one's pretty. Okay, so see, once we put that on there, it doesn't look nearly as busy as just that. Okay, so let's do that. So I think I'm going to use Fabri-Tac on this one, just because it's a little bit heavier, and you know, putting it on the vellum. Let me get some of this stuff out of my way. Putting it on the vellum will be, I think the Fabri-Tac will just make it a little bit stronger of a hold. I think this Fabri-Tac bottle is about done. Oh, I forgot about Remington. She's out there smacking on the door. I guess I should go get her. Let me get this down, since I've already got my glue on it, and then I can go get her. I just want to make sure it's centered. That looks about right. Put the lid on that, and I'm going to pause you just a second and go get the dog. Okay, she actually got hung up in the firewood pile that's on the porch, and she literally, her runner is like one of the wire runners, and it got into a splinter of one of the wood pieces, so she was trying to drag around a piece of firewood. Poor puppy. Well, she's not a puppy. She's an old girl, but okay, so I like that, and I like that. I like the way it turned out. So now, for me, this has corrected something that I didn't like, and I may wind up putting something like right here. It just feels kind of blank right there. Maybe a flower or something to that effect. But for now, until I know where it's going to go, I don't want to put anything with any kind of bulk on it. So I'm just going to leave it until I get ready to use it. So there's that one. And then we have this one. And for me, this one's just really, really, I just don't like the way this is laid on here. So I think what I'm going to do is take some gesso. And I'm just going to kind of go around it and try to blend it a little. Now this may or may not work. I don't know yet, but we're going to see what it does. You know, if you don't like something or if it don't turn out the way you want it to, you can always just cover it over, you know. And that may be what I end up doing with this one. I don't know yet. Okay. Now I'm just going to kind of blend in that gesso all the way around. I'm almost afraid that might be making it worse. We'll see. Okay. I go through more wipes when I do this than any other craft that I do. Okay. I got a dry one. All right. Let's see. Oh, let me zoom you in a little bit more. I'm sorry. Maybe you can see a little better now. Okay. So now I kind of need to let the gesso dry, but I think I want to, you know what? I think I want to take some of the gesso and just kind of smear it into my image there. And just kind of bring some of the gesso onto that color. Okay. Then I'm going to take some of this and see if I can, well, let me dry this gesso real quick first. Hang on. Okay. So the gesso's dry, and I'm just going to take one of these little makeup brushes. I got this on Amazon, and I have links for them. So I'm just going to brush a little color over that gesso. Not a whole lot, just enough to kind of make it look like it's blending a little. Okay. Still not liking it. Maybe we need some purple. Let's try it and see. So I'm just going to take what's left on my sponge and just kind of go over and just let it pick up in the cracks and crevices. And that tones down that green a little. And it tones this down a little as well. So I think I'm liking that a little better now that I've added that color. So now, I still think I need a little more gesso in here. So I am just going to get a little on my finger. And just go really lightly with it over the top here. Gesso is your friend. You can do lots of different things with gesso. Okay. Where are we on our time? Oh, we need to hurry. Okay. All right, so I think I'm going to take a little bit of this sponge sugar and see if I can just go over this and tone down some of the white of the gesso. And it kind of just blends it in a little more. There we go. And you really can't see the pink, but it just kind of tones down the brightness of that. Okay, I got gesso all over me. Probably going to need another wipe. Let's see, this one might be a little more wet. Okay, and then let's see. Okay, I think we need to add some things. So I'm thinking maybe do like a little bit of collage down here in the corner. So let's see. Let's just, and I'm again going to add it with wet glue. Because it's a vellum envelope and I think it'll just hold a little better. This is my reptile glue that I have in my Amazon links in the description box below. I actually like it better than the art glitter glue, and it's cheaper. So, okay, I'm going to add this piece here, I think. It's kind of hard because this is like a tissue paper, so it's a little bit hard to add add the glue on a tissue paper, but that's okay. Okay. Just get that extra glue off of there. And then I found some butterflies in a napkin, and I thought we could put maybe one right there. And then I have, this is from my rice papers and my fussy cut words. This one says beautiful, so I thought we could add that there and maybe this one here. So let's do that real quick. Just grab my Mod Podge and my Mod Podge brush. Sorry for my reach. Okay. So I'm going to add the word beautiful first and get it down. Okay, so if we put it right about there. And then put our butterfly about right there. And then this butterfly can go here at the tip of the word. Whoops. Okay, let me dry this and I'll be right back. Okay, we got it dry. Now we're going to do some stamping. And I'm going to do some script stamp. And I'm just using the Ranger Black Archival ink. So I just want a little bit there. Maybe a little there. I should use a stamp block. I have them. Let's see. I have this. Let's try this and see what it looks like. Oh, I like that right there. And then I'm going to put a little swirl here. This is where our stamps are going to go. But if we put the little swirl. Okay, and then I have some stamps that I want to put on here, and I'm going to do 3 stamps because I didn't have one that was sideways or horizontal, and I kind of wanted one horizontal there, so we'll make it horizontal. Okay, so we're going to do that one and this one. I have to be careful with this one, it's torn. So put that there. I'm just trying to get up any of that extra glue, and then we'll put this one. Oh, that breeze feels so good. I got so hot in here. I told my husband, he just got home a little bit ago. I said, is it just me or is it hot in here? He said, it's warm. So I had to open the window. Alright, so we got our stamps on, and now we just need to do our little squiggle stamp. We'll do it right there. Whoops, I've stuck my finger in the ink. And let's do a little one right there. Okay, and then I want to do our stamp, stamp. We'll do a couple of these. Here we go. And then I think the last thing is just inking the edges. So I'm going to use the Dusty Concord again because I'm just really loving it. And I'm not going to do a real heavy inking around the edges, just a light dusting. Okay, so there is that corrected one, and I think that looks a whole lot better. So on the back I just did, some stamping. So there's that one, and let me zoom out for you a little, and that one that we've corrected, and I think they turned out kind of pretty. So I hope you liked this video. I hope it helps you to realize that if you mess something up, or if you don't like the way something is going, change directions and do something else and make it pretty, and just keep working on it until it's as pretty as you like it to be. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope y'all have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Big hugs.